Welcome to this week's cosmic journey into the wild tales and science fiction adventures of the Big Bang Theory podcast.
Right on.
Today, we're diving deep into a story based on some material that you, dear listener, shared with us.
Awesome.
It's a mind-bending story.
Buckle up, folks.
Get ready to question reality as we unpack Reality Checkmate.
It's a doozy.
So, our mission today
Lay it on me.
is to navigate this wild tale of repeated suicide attempts that lead to some seriously bizarre parallel universes.
Sounds like fun.
And we really want to try to, make sense of it all.
Right on.
Especially for you, our listener, the kind of person who appreciates knowledge, getting to the heart of things without feeling overwhelmed.
I bet.
So yeah, let's unpack this strange journey together.
Let's do it.
We begin with Leo.
Okay.
Right. And he's on this familiar cold railing, contemplating another suicide attempt.
Heavy stuff.
But this time things are a little different.
Right. Definitely. Right from the start, the details hit you differently.
Yeah, like the sky. It's not just your everyday sky. It's described as this bruised purple.
Yeah, bruised purple. It sets the tone right away. Something's not right.
Not your typical Tuesday, that's for sure. And the air, it smells of burnt sugar and this heavy industry, right?
It's a sensory detail, but it's so important. It tells us this isn't just another attempt in the same reality.
And it's so different, right, from those previous attempts where he describes the air as smelling like sulfur and ozone.
Exactly. Sulfur and ozone, you think, okay, maybe that's the afterlife, who knows? But burnt sugar and industry, that's a whole other vibe.
It's like stepping into a parallel dimension right from the get-go.
That's precisely what's happening. It's subtle, but it's the first sign that these attempts aren't ending in oblivion.
Instead, they're like gateways to these alternate realities.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really interesting, because these realities, they're not just different landscapes. They're twisted reflections of his own life, his own memories.
It's like this time, the jump doesn't lead to oblivion.
Nope.
Instead, splash, right. He finds himself in this ridiculously shallow, ornate fountain.
Right in the middle of a deserted plaza.
Talk about a jarring change of scenery. I mean, it's almost funny, right?
It would be if it weren't so unsettling. Like, you could almost picture these bronze cherubs looking down at him, sneering.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to your new reality, buddy. Enjoy the fountain. And then there are these little details, these breadcrumbs that you start picking up on. Like, his ID now identifies him as Lazarus Jones.
Lazarus Jones, what a name. And he's got a transit pass for something called the chronorail. And get this, cigarettes called lung busters, now with extra tar.
It's like someone took reality, put it in a blender, and hit puree. It's familiar, but everything's slightly off, distorted.
Exactly. And these details, they're not just random, they're clues, hints about the rules of this new reality. Chronorail. That implies time travel, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this reality is technologically advanced, or maybe it's just gone down a completely different path.
It's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew. And the thing is, this isn't even his first rodeo with these weird transitions. He's been through this before.
Multiple times, it seems.
Yeah.
Each attempt leads to a new, twisted reality.
And we get these glimpses into these other realities, these other lives. In one, his favorite indie coffee shop, the one with the mismatched furniture and the poetry slams, it's become this soulless corporate chain.
Yeah, that's relatable. Who hasn't been bummed out by their favorite local spot selling out?
But then it gets really weird. Like, in another reality, his old punk band, the one that, flamed out before they even really got started, they're stadium rockers now.
Stadium rockers. But here's the kicker. They're selling out, writing jingles for erectile dysfunction medication.
It's like, what? How do you even process that? It's not just that the reality is different. It's that his own personal history, his own identity is being twisted and warped in these unsettling ways.
And that's what makes it so much more disturbing than just, say, waking up in a world where gravity works differently. It's personal. It's attacking his sense of self.
And this brings us to a concept that a lot of people might have heard of, but maybe not fully grasp: quantum immortality.
Right. It's a mind-bending idea for sure.
Basically, it's this theory that consciousness, what makes you you, it doesn't just end when you die. It shifts to another reality, another timeline where you survived.
Think of it like this. Every time you make a decision, every time something could go one way or another, reality splits. There's a universe where you took the left turn and a universe where you took the right. Quantum immortality says that your consciousness always follows the path where you survive.
So in a way, you're always alive, just maybe not in the reality you started in.
Exactly. But for Leo, this theoretical concept, it's become his reality. And it's not pretty. Every time he tries to end it, he just wakes up in another, often worse, reality.
It's like the universe is playing this sick cosmic joke on him. Oh, you want to die? Fine, but you're going to live, just not here, not in a way you're going to enjoy.
It's the ultimate existential dilemma. Can you ever truly escape, even from yourself?
And in this new reality, this one with the burnt sugar sky, the atmosphere it's heavy.
Oppressive, even. There's this constant rhythmic thumping, like a machine heart beating.
But at the same time, there's this unnerving silence.
It's like the city is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen.
And the visuals, they're striking, these towering Art Deco buildings, but the windows are all shattered.
Like something smashed its way through or maybe out.
It's a world that feels both abandoned and incredibly dangerous. And then Leo finds this alleyway, and it's covered in graffiti.
Not your typical tags and murals, though.
No, it's complex. Circuit diagrams, equations, screaming faces.
And this phrase, repeated over and over again, they see the jumpers.
It's creepy, right? It implies that he's not alone in experiencing these reality jumps. And someone, or something, is watching.
Tracking them, maybe even hunting them. It shifts the whole story from internal despair to external threat.
And that threat becomes very real, very fast.
Because that's when the creature appears.
This terrifying figure, tall, disturbingly thin, clad in this patchwork of rusted metal and bone.
In its eye, a single pulsating red lens, like something out of a nightmare.
Forget the existential angst. This is fight or flight time.
And for Leo, flight wins out. He grabs a discarded pipe, not much of a weapon, but it's something, and spots a rickety fire escape.
And as he's climbing, an energy bolt just whizzes past his head.
A clear message. They're not messing around.
He manages to escape into this derelict apartment, and that's where he makes a chilling discovery.
A skeleton clutching a modified tablet and a worn journal.
Proof that he's not the only one who's been through this. Others have jumped, and others haven't been so lucky.
And the journal, it's full of clues. This other jumper, Sparks, he knew about these reality shifts, about the chronocops who hunt the jumpers.
Because of their dimensional resonance, whatever that means.
Sparks was trying to map these different realities, find a way to navigate them, maybe even escape them. He mentioned schematics for a device, a localized reality tuner.
And then this chilling concept of a downhill slide through increasingly unstable realities.
And the possibility of stable zones, realities that aren't falling apart, that you can reach if you can find the right energy signature.
But Sparks, he was caught, and his final entry, it just says the air is wrong.
It sends shivers down your spine. What does that even mean? Is the air itself toxic in these unstable realities?
And then Leo turns to the tablet, and it's actively scanning for those energy signatures.
Searching for a way out.
And it finds one. A stable zone candidate, it says. Low probability, high transit risk. And then a simple prompt, initiate.
A gamble for sure, but what choice does he really have at this point?
And he does it. He hits initiate. The world around him dissolves into this chaotic mess of colors and sounds, and then silence.
And he opens his eyes, and he's on a beach.
A perfect beach. Crystal clear water, blue sky, palm trees swaying in the breeze.
It's like a postcard, a paradise. You almost expect to hear cheesy music playing.
You can practically feel the relief, right? Like he's finally escaped the nightmare. But then the truth hits.
He finds a data chip, and it explains everything. This idyllic beach, it's not real. It's a simulation.
This whole thing, this whole jumping between realities, it's a game. A sick, twisted game for the ultra-rich.
Exo-Reality Excursions, Inc., they call themselves. And their product.
Yeah.
The Quantum Immortality Blues Authentic Survival Experience.
They take people who are suicidal, put them through these horrific jumps, and then they charge other rich folks to watch.
They've got failure nodes designed to make the jumps as traumatic as possible. Vacation coordinators who monitor the whole thing. And get this, penalties for unauthorized suicide attempts.
It's like the ultimate violation to take someone's deepest pain, their most desperate act, and turn it into entertainment.
And for Leo, the despair, it turns into rage. He's no longer a victim, he's a player.
He crushes that data chip and he starts walking towards the jungle. The reality tuner, the one Sparks was working on, it's in his pocket.
He's not just trying to survive anymore. He's going to fight back. He's going to break the game.
So, dear listener, what do you take away from this wild ride?
Reality Checkmate takes us on a cosmic journey, forcing us to question everything. The nature of reality, the boundaries of entertainment, the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable cruelty.
It's a story that stays with you, that makes you think, what if? What if our deepest fears, our most private struggles, could be exploited for someone else's amusement?
Would you accept it? Would you run? Or would you fight back?
It's a question worth pondering. And as you go about your day, maybe take a moment to really look around, question what you see, what you feel, what you believe.
Because what if reality isn't what you think it is? And what if someone, somewhere, is watching?
Thank you for joining us on this cosmic journey into reality checkmate.
If this wild tale has sparked any thoughts or theories of your own, we'd love to hear them.
Rate and follow the Big Bang Theory podcast for more mind-blowing tales that will leave you questioning the very fabric of existence.